Yes, it has been a week since the terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam that claimed 26 lives. There are important developments that has happened since then. Now, I am here to explain to you these top 10 developments. First, the tensions between India and Pakistan have since escalated, with the ties obviously hitting a new low between the two countries. And these are no two ordinary countries. These are two nuclear-armed neighbors. The Resistance Front, the TRF, which is a proxy outfit of Pakistani terrorist Hafiz Saeed's Lashkar-e-Taiba, has claimed responsibility for the deadliest attack in years. Now remember, an attack of this magnitude on civilians in Kashmir has not been seen in decades. TRF later backtracked from their claim, but it is quite obvious there are telltale signs that can be traced back to the outfit. Unprovoked firing across the line of control has taken place for 5 consecutive days. That's the top development. Number 2, with the Indian Army retaliating in J&K. The firings since Friday have occurred in areas opposite Kupwara and Baramulla districts from the reports that we are getting here on Free Press Journal. Development number 3, Pakistan Army has resorted to unprovoked small arms firing across the line of control, as stated by Indian Army. And also, that statement says that the gunfire took place in areas, like I mentioned, opposite Kupwara and Baramulla district, as well as in the Akhnur sector. These are all volatile areas, and India's statement has been that it has responded in a measured and effective manner to all these provocations. Development number 4, security forces in India have intensified their anti-terror operations in the Kashmir Valley following the unprovoked firing, as I mentioned. Jammu and Kashmir Police have also conducted raids, and these raids have been conducted at about 13 locations in the Doda district, from what we heard earlier this week, and also targeted terrorist hideouts. That is the development number 5, and it has destroyed some of their houses. Security forces in Kashmir demolished houses linked to active terrorists as part of an intensified crackdown. A total of 9 homes have been razed with the help of dynamites and plastic explosives. Development number 6, Srinagar Police carried out extensive searches at multiple residences of terrorist associates linked to the banned outfit. These searches were conducted under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, the UAPA, which, if you recall, is one of the strongest anti-terror act, is being done to disrupt terror supporting infrastructure. Development number 7, India has hit out at Pakistan at the United Nations, highlighting Pakistani Defence Minister Khwaja Asif's open confession about his country's role in supporting and training terrorists. So, speaking at the UN, Yojana Patil, India's representative, referenced Asif's televised confession about Pakistan's history of terrorist support. And this is again very significant, because what was stated there, and this is India's position, is that it is unfortunate that one particular delegation has chosen to misuse and undermine this forum of the United Nations. That is what the Indian representative there said. They have indulged in propaganda and made baseless allegations against India. This is the stated position of the Indian representative in the UN. The whole world has heard Pakistan's Defence Minister Khwaja Asif, and his confession has now been referenced, is now being quoted by experts across India, because that, in fact, many believe sets the tone for these sort of terrorist activities. Development number 8, India suspended the Indus Waters Treaty, that is IWT, with Pakistan, affecting a crucial water sharing agreement that has been in place since 1960. This is being looked at as a major move by India. The suspension of the IWT impacts a World Bank brokered agreement that has governed water distribution between the two nations for over 6 decades now. So, suspension of the Indus Water Treaty is supposed to have severe consequences for Pakistan. Under this treaty, Pakistan received approximately 80% of the total water flow, which undoubtedly is vital for agriculture in its Punjab and Sindh provinces. Development number 9, Pakistan has responded by declaring that any attempt to divert water allocation to them under the treaty would be considered an act of war, quote unquote act of war. So there's an implicit threat there. Pakistan has responded by suspending the 1972 Shimla Agreement. The Shimla Agreement was signed on the 2nd of July 1972 and it was a crucial peace treaty between India and Pakistan following the 1971 Indo-Pakistan War. The agreement was indeed signed by the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and Pakistani President Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. That lies in abeyance, the Shimla Agreement, as well as the Indus Water Treaty. It's a tit-for-tat move. Development number 10, significantly, you had leaders like Omar Abdullah, Sajjad Lone speaking up in the Kashmir Assembly, surprisingly taking responsibility. You had Omar Abdullah, the Chief Minister of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, saying, I am responsible. I invited tourists. I was supposed to protect them. I failed. He also said that I am not going to use this to push for statehood because my politics is not so cheap. I thought that was a mature statement coming from the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. We'll continue to update you with all that is happening on ground. Free Press Journal is very much present in Kashmir, getting you the real-time updates. Continue to follow us and do share your thoughts. Thanks for watching.